Hi everyone, welcome to Greeklish Outdoors. Today we are looking at the NatureHike multifunctional mosquito killing lamp. So, stick around. So the summer months are approaching us. It's already getting quite warm here in Greece. It's about mid-20s right now. And the mosquitoes are already out and biting. So, I thought I would show you this product. It's something that I've had for at least a year. I did test it out last year. We're going to do a few additional tests this year, and I'm going to go through its features and facts and figures, etc. Now you might be asking, why am I interested in a mosquito killing lamp? Well, the first and obvious reason is for killing mosquitoes and other biting little bugs, but also as an alternative to your normal anti-mosquito routine, which probably includes anti-mosquito creams and lotions which contain harmful chemicals such as DEET. Now I have found that here in Greece that one of the most popular brands of anti-mosquito repellent, Jungle Formula, even the 50% version of that doesn't prevent me getting bitten all the time. That includes things like mosquitoes, other bited insects, and of course dirty horseflies, which I found that nothing works apart from these dragonflies which I have on my hat. But today we're going to focus on the little bitey insects, and that's why I want to show you this anti-mosquito lamp. So there's the box it comes in. It does give a lot of information on the back. If we open it up, the box contains the actual lamp. It contains a booklet of instructions, and it contains a USB-C charging cable. Let's put those things away and let's concentrate on the lamp. So the charging port is there. As you can see at the bottom, there is a light, and in the center is that classic bug killer apparatus. So here you can see there's a button which says for bugs, and here is the button to turn it on for the light. On the top we have a little hanging loop, but if that's not long enough or it's too thick, there is an additional one inside that part of the lamp, which is very, very cool, I think. Fits on then a small bank line or something like that. On the top here, this part comes out, and there is there a little brush which you use to clean all the bugs off the element in the center. That is quite a nice touch, I think. Right, so that's the first look at this. Let's have a few facts and figures. So the dimensions of this lamp are 75mm by 136mm. It weighs 214 grams, has a built-in lithium-ion battery inside with a capacity of 2000 milliamp hours, and it will fully charge within 4 to 5 hours. It contains a spotlight with a brightness of 200 lumens, has a range of 233 meters, and will last 8 hours. The high floodlight is 150 lumens, has a range of 30 square meters and a battery life of 10 hours. The low floodlight has a brightness of 40 lumens, a range of 20 square meters and a battery life then of 20 hours. And the mosquito light has a range of 30 square meters and will last for 20 hours. The mosquito light is 395 nanometers and will kill insects via an electrical grid. The lamp is rated as IP44. The first number relates to its protection against particles, in this case anything equal or greater than 1 millimeter. The second number relates to water. 4 means protection against splashes and light rain, but that does mean this isn't suitable for heavy rain or submersion in water. Now on the box it does say the light is 365/395. When you look on the website in more detail, it does say the light is actually 395. Now I wanted to double check that wavelength of light to make sure that was a wavelength which does attract mosquitoes and other bugs. So after looking at some research, I see that one study says that 395 nanometers was effective at attracting mosquitoes. Another paper suggested that 375 was useful and that ranges between 365 and 405 were best. Research does suggest that mosquitoes at midday will avoid UV and blue light. This is to do with their circadian rhythm. Of course, they are most active around dusk, when they will be most attracted then to UV and blue lights.
So what I will do tonight to test this out is spray one arm with mosquito repellent which contains DEET, and the other arm I will not spray at all, and then we will see which arm gets bitten. A little bit of a crude test, I know, but it will test in some way the effectiveness of this lamp. Right, it is the morning after now of me trying out the NatureHike mosquito killing lamp. Did it work? Well, no bites on the arm where I didn't put the bug spray on, no bites on the arm of where I did put the bug spray on. There were lots of mozzies out last night when I was trying it out. Was I just lucky and didn't get bitten? Possibly. Did the lamp keep things away? Possibly as well. It's very hard to tell on just one night, really. One thing it didn't stop is other bugs. So larger flies, things like wasps, they were still flying around my head until very, very late at night. Whereas mosquitoes, I didn't have that familiar sound of tzzz as they're trying to attack you in your ears, on your face, on your arms. So from one test, I can say yes, it kind of worked as a mosquito repellent.
So in the first testing, this kind of worked as a insect repellent in the fact that I didn't get bitten even on the side of my body where I didn't spray the DEET jungle formula. However, the lamp didn't collect any bugs in the electrical element. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave this out all night at my house on the balcony and see how many bugs it collects overnight. There are plenty of bugs out at the moment, so this should be a good test to see if this lamp actually attracts them and if they are killed by that electrical element. So I'm going to put it out now on my balcony and we'll check it again in the morning. So there it is, turned on the balcony. I left it over the night. When I checked it in the morning, and you'll see that from these pictures, not only did it obviously attract bugs, but it did kill bugs too. I counted 10 different bugs that have been killed and stuck to the electrical element. So I can safely say the 395 nanometer light not only attracts bugs to it, but the electrical element also does kill those bugs. So in a little bit darker conditions, you can see that the spotlight is quite powerful. It's got a nice strong beam. Whether that beam extends for over 200 meters like NatureHike claim, I'm unsure, but I'd be confident in saying about 100 meters. Again, in darker conditions, you can see the floodlight or lamp mode on high, which is quite strong. On lower mode, also equally quite good. And in combination with any of these light modes, you can also add the anti-mosquito lamp. So the spotlight or torch mode, I haven't used actually that much. I have other torches and headlamps which are more user-friendly around camp, and therefore I haven't had much use for it. But the lamp mode on high and low I've found very, very useful, especially as I can pull that handle up with a little hook, put it on a cord in my tent, and it does illuminate a tent very, very well, especially for things like reading, or even if you're outside and you're cooking at night time. Yeah, the high and low mode on that are very, very useful, and the battery life is very, very good. So I'm impressed by that function. So as a spotlight or torch, then for me, not particularly useful. For some it might be, but as a lantern, very, very useful. Even if you put it on a flat surface, it gives a nice amount of light, but of course hanging it up around camp in your tent, very, very useful.
Now you might think, why a mosquito bite is such a problem? You get bitten, you might itch for a couple of days, and then it's gone. Well, as many of you know, mosquitoes can transmit many different pathogens,
including yellow fever virus, which causes yellow fever, filarial worms, which can cause something very nasty called elephantiasis, Zika virus, Plasmodium falciparum, which causes malaria, and also West Nile virus.
Now those of you who live in the West might not think this is a problem. This only happens in Asia, Africa, South America.
However, cases of West Nile infections have been on the increase in South and East Europe and also in the US. Also, another disease you might be familiar with is dengue fever caused by the dengue virus. Cases of that have also been on the increase in the Americas and here in Greece. So it's a good idea to try and reduce your chances of getting bitten by mosquitoes and therefore minimize your risk of contracting one of these awful pathogens and potentially getting a very, very dangerous disease. Whether you do that by using an anti-bug lamp like the one I'm showing you today, or whether you use lotions and creams which have insecticides in them, or by covering up and using bug nets. But of course the best thing to do is use a combination of all these things. So that was the NatureHike mosquito lamp. Overall, I thought it was great. It's something I'm going to be using for many years to come. Even if I just use it as a lantern, it is very, very useful, but it has the added benefit, of course, of being a anti-mosquito or anti-bug lantern too. So it's definitely something I will be using for the foreseeable future. As I said, I've been using it now and testing it out for the last year or even two. Apologies for the continuity of the video. It might seem that I look different in several clips, but it's because I've been testing it for so long. Anyway, that was the video. Let me know what you thought of the NatureHike mosquito lantern in the comment section below. Yeah, I like it. I definitely recommend it. But what's the price, you might ask? Well, you can buy this online from anywhere from between $20 and $25, depending on where you buy it, which I think for a good quality lantern is pretty damn good. Anyway, as I said, let me know what you thought of this in the comment section below. But for now, thanks for watching. Take care. Much love. See you next time.